Hey guys, it has been a couple weeks and I finally have some news of stuff. I got this package in the mail all the way from Singapore that I'm going to be opening. Some news on the Sodizzle Longshot. So let's get right on into it. So this package I received from Hanzo, and just avoiding the top there since it's got all the addresses and such. And I ordered from him a bunch of clips. He was also kind enough to put in some of these dart heads, which I plan to use. Just haven't had time yet. And so, obviously you can see here I have a bunch of Pak D clips, which I'm very excited for. And I do not, I've already opened this obviously, and I've taken one out, and I will show you why. So obviously I've got one filled here, and I just want to say, if you haven't seen these clips or had an opportunity to get them, definitely do. These are really awesome clips. I've tried this out before. I love them. But Hanzo is a great guy. Recommend his stuff completely all the time. Work really well. The only thing that and this is not anything against this design, but this clip here, which holds on to the darts really well, is really tight around CPVC, so it's not a quick, easy fit to just put your clip in and get it going. So you have to really kind of finagle it a little bit to get it lined up and inserted. But other than that, great quality of the products. Totally recommend him. I will put a link to his if you want to contact him to get these things. Again, totally recommend him. So let's move on. The reason why I got these clips was for my Sodizzle Longshot, which accepts center aligned clips just like this, and I wanted to show you an update on my Longshot. So as you can see, I made a little bit of a modification. It now has a integrated, well, I guess integrated is kind of overused, but it's got a pump action shotgun thing grip thingy. This one is made totally out of cutting board. I got this idea from Make It Go. I remember he had made a bunch of items from cutting boards, so I went online to look at his write-ups, and I contacted him and kind of discussed things with him. I had a paper prototype that I had, and I transferred it to this, and it works pretty well. I am actually really excited about this. The only thing that is a little tough are these screws. These screws here that are all along, these are special plastic screws that I got from McMaster, and the reason why I had to get them was that because I'm joining, such small widths or small lengths, it was a little bit tricky. So I went to McMaster. I found these screws that they sold. They're a 1/2 inch in length, very narrow. The only other problem as well is that they aren't a normal screw type. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but these are I think a T6 torque wrench, and these are the same type of wrenches that you would use to open up your cell phones. A lot of them have the T6 or T5, one of those Ts. So luckily I had a T6 and I was able to use these, which was total coincidence. These bars are 1/8 inch thick by 1/2 inch, and when I started doing this, I wasn't able to get very close to the lines that I had on my paper prototype, and so a lot of this was just me kind of, just fudging it here, fudging it there, and a lot of happy coincidences later. This is what I've come up with. So, obviously the bars, you've got this front plate, and then tied in with this lower front plate, beveled here so that it's comfortable on for my palm. You've got the two sides here that keep this thing up, and obviously this thing down below. I had tried before also to heat bend this plastic just to see if it would work well, and I was able to get it to a 90 degree, but it snapped pretty easily. Not knowing enough about the plastic, or just, you know, heat bending, it could be heat bending, it could be the plastic, I don't know. Regardless, I was a little bit bummed because I was hoping to get this, you know, down a little bit more, because obviously you can see, hopefully you should be able to see it. It does pass this part of the blaster, but there's a lot of space in between. You could shrink this down even more. I thought about going to 3 levels, but you know, it just didn't really seem worth it. This overall is pretty comfortable. I'm really happy with it, and it primes really well, as you can see. So, yeah, really excited about this, and so now I've got this, and I've got my clips, and so let's do a shooting test. Alright, hold on. Alright, so as you can see, I no longer have a Nerf box to shoot at. I found these targets in the trunk of my car. I forget why I had them there, but you know, I figured, why the hell not? String it up, and there it is. So this target is about, it's chest height for me. I will try to do this on camera, but it would probably be a little bit difficult to go. But here, let me, there, sort of. So you can see it feeds all right. Get around the camera. Now, the one thing about this is from Shane. Shane was going to send me. Well, let me start that again. Shane sent me other parts that I needed for my Longshot. I was looking for the plunger head and then the back piece here. He sent it out. It did not arrive in the mail. I assumed that either a mailman picked it up or someone somewhere just lost it, so really bummed about that. I don't blame him at all. More of just, you know, one of those things with the postal system, but so I'm still looking for that. So this whole setup is still incomplete and just waiting for those parts until I can find them. So there it goes. Sometimes it does double feed, and it usually does that if I go a little bit slowly. So whoa, total double feed. That was almost even a triple feed. All out. So yeah, again, awesome blaster, awesome clip. Little awkward trying to prime and shoot around the camera, but you know, I think you guys get the idea of it. All right, hold on. All right, so there is a quick fire. There was the quick firing demo. This Longshot is pretty much done. Just gotta wait for those parts, and yeah, like I said, you know, it was something fun to do. Cutting through all of these cutting boards was pretty crazy. I got the cutting boards at Walmart. It was a small cutting board. It was, I believe, $4 to $5. All the screws from McMaster's was, I think, around 11 or 12, including shipping. And then the metal bar I had gotten a long time ago, so say like $3-4. And then another steel rod and a couple screws. So I mean, overall, you know, with just materials, this thing is probably about $20-25. And then just the time it takes to tinker around was probably a couple weeks. Well, probably more than a couple weeks, but it was something that I wanted to do. It turned out great. One of the parts was, since I had cut bigger than the paper prototype, because I was, you know, trying to take into account all the different, the different traveling, and how high it should be, and how deep and wide and all those other things. Because I cut it bigger, the travel of the grip was actually smaller than the travel of the actual plunger rod, and so what I had to do instead was, if you can see down here, I've had to trim away this part here and this part here so that this will actually go back further than what this normally came up to. So normally when it primed, you wouldn't be able, this wouldn't have primed exactly. So it was a little bit of a bummer to find that out, but after one day of trimming and filing and just not liking it at all, I remembered that I had a attachment, what did I call it? It's on the Dremel, it's a cutting tool attachment. Anyway, that thing's just absolutely saved my life. I was able to trim this thing down in seconds. So absolutely happy to have that, and just made my life so much easier. I was just so grateful for it. That and the wet and dry vac, so I was able to just clean up the mess right after. Anyway, so sorry for all the rambling. It's been a long day, but there you go, guys. I just wanted to let you know what I was up to. Just making stupid crap, with all the leftover Nerf stuff that I happen to find randomly here and there. But with this warmer weather coming up, hope you guys are getting out your Dremel and tools and getting things ready. And yeah, there you go, guys. Anyway, links down below to Hanzo. Shout out again to Shane for trying to get me that stuff. I really wish I was able to get it, but it's just the way the postman goes, I guess. Anyway, guys, see you later. Bye.